Well, hello, it's SiaCoin Rebel. We're back again live again tonight. So it's been an interesting day. We've had the market fall again to some new lows we haven't seen for a while. So it's all happening. So let's make everyone happy, and we're going to go pick a winner. First up from yesterday's video. So let's find that person now. Pick a winner. RackXZ Jr. Congratulations on the new sub. I'm a new one and loving your video so far. Congratulations. Well done. I'm sending some $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash your way. Click on send. $10. Click send. Sending, done. Awesome. Alrighty, so congratulations, RackXZ. If you, well, when you actually get that Bitcoin Cash payment, just let me know in the comments, that'd be great. Thanks very much for that. Alrighty, so let's have a look at the, news. Oh, let's start with the markets. Let's see what's going on with the markets. Welcome, Nathan. How you doing, buddy? How low can Bitcoin go? Yeah, and I think that would be the question everyone's asking. So, what do you think it's going to go? Okay, Mikhail, how you doing? Yep, congratulations to winner for sure. So, Nathan, where do you think it's going to go? And Mikhail, what do you think the price is going to be for Bitcoin? Is it going to go much lower, or is it going to turn around? Let's have a look. So at the moment, we've got Bitcoin at 6.6, Ethereum at 642, Ripple at 64 cents, Bitcoin Cash 856, Cardano at 29 cents, Litecoin at 116, Stellar 29 cents, Neo 77, EOS all the way back down to 678, NEM 43 cents, IOTA $1.34, Dash 423. This is like old times before Christmas back in August, November. This is just like what it was back then. It's like time traveling going back. All right, so basically pretty much we took another 15-20% off today. Now the price of Bitcoin depends on sort of what exchanges you were looking at. When I was looking at GDAX here, it went as low as just under, I'd say about 5,800 on this. Now we've had in the last hour, probably the last couple of hours, we've had a nice little run back up. It's now currently at 64.51 currently. So now if this is on a 1 hour chart, if we have a quick look and go out to a daily, you can see where we're at. So do you remember, just got to think back when we're at back November, we had a good run all year. We got up to November and we had this bit of a dip here, and then things got stupid. Okay. Now I don't know if there's any correlation between whether it was the futures or just the phenomenal amount of coverage that the news put out. So there was, like, I remember in this period of time, everyone was talking about Bitcoin. Could have been because of the prices, could have been the futures, but there was a lot of happening. So now we're right back at that level. In fact, this point here is around about 5.5. So yeah, Mikhail says 5K the floor. So as we talked about last night, I mentioned about the pricing for the miners, where it becomes profitable. They have a cost of each Bitcoin and how much it costs. Currently it's around 6,795. So at the moment it appears to be just under the cost of actually mining Bitcoin. So that's an interesting little tidbit. Also, we're this point here, I would say this would be your next support level, right along here. I mean, you could argue maybe this here, which you are right now, is around about 5.8, or you could say somewhere around there. So this is around about 5.5 for this support line. If it crosses that, you can look to the next support line, which would be somewhere down around 3,000 or something like that. Okay. Now, is it going to go to 3,000? Is it going to, stay here and then start bounding back up to, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10K? So as quickly as it dropped off, right, it can go up the same sort of thing. So, at the moment it was 10,000. Literally, it's only done that in maybe 5, 6, 7 days. So, maybe in another 7 days, it could reach 10,000 if the market turns around and you get a lot of people buying back in again. And there's a lot of good signs that people will be buying back in, because at this stage, 20K was a lot for Bitcoin, and people that missed the boat, if they're still around, they can get back in at currently 6, and if it goes a bit lower, they can still get in lower. So this is a great opportunity to buy Bitcoin or any of the cryptos. You only got to look at your favorite project, and what is the difference between here with the project and now with the project? So the price has changed, and we're further along in time, but the actual project or whatever made that project good at that time, nothing's changed. The technology, in fact, it's probably better from this point forward. So you might be following Litecoin, you might be following Bitcoin. There might be a particular project. Well, this time that's happened, a lot of progress has been made on whatever it was that was happening, whatever project or coin. So obviously some things aren't moving and they're not going to recover very well. But any of the projects that can continue to make progress, continue to get new users, get more adoption for cryptocurrencies, they're going to benefit when this market turns around. I don't know exactly when it's going to turn around. That's anyone's game. But it does help when whoever decides, whoever has, a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of cash, let's call them the whales, right? Let's say the whales can come in and they can change the direction of this. For example, if 100 BTC goes into, at the moment we're looking at GDAX. So you can look at these walls here. So this is like a 16 BTC. We're up to 31. So here we're up to like a 70, 71 BTC. Now, whale comes in with another 100 BTC, okay, or even 1,000 BTC across multiple exchanges, and that's all it takes. Once is enough of the whales buying at those large levels, and it doesn't take much, the market will move and everyone will get their confidence back in, and then we'll be back on for a new run. Okay, so that's basically what it is at the moment. You've got all this coming back down, and the whales aren't buying into that. There was an article, there was something I saw on Twitter today, and I'll just find the photo. It was interesting. Yeah, so this was on a Twitter, Angelo BTC, and the BTC, the B was like a Bitcoin symbol. Anyway, what was interesting, it says buying BTC in the 6K region and down if need be. Trade duration weeks to months, target 12K. So he's giving like, basically what he thinks the market's going to be, and it's got a picture of the, I'll see if I can bring up the chart for you. Okay, I can't make that any bigger. That's okay. So anyway, it says noobs buy at 19K, which is right up here. Okay. And then it says, so noobs buy at 19K so they can sell to us at 6K. The market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Always has been and always will be. And when I read that today, I thought, it's very true. So the people that learnt about Bitcoin when there was so much going on with the market, they got in here and bought. Okay, they wanted to get a piece of the action, so they bought. A lot of people bought right up here. Now the thing is though that because they bought in this period of this time when the price went crazy, now when it's the price is dumping, these same people that bought are now selling all the way down to here. I mean, because the people that bought Bitcoin at 1K, are they selling out from 20k. In fact, they probably were selling to the masses coming into here. All right. So, but I really like that, where the market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Always has been and always will be. So keep that in mind. If you're impatient, you'll sell things for a lesser price than what maybe you could get for them. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. So yeah, it could go as low as 5.5, or even go down to 3. But I really see that this will be an area where we're going to continue to move up from. We've already retraced practically that whole nearly 100% from this point. If we put our favorite fib retracement on, let's say we put it from here all the way up. So this right now, we're on the 78.6 fib, as you can see. So it's 78% retraced from there. And, you know, obviously if it does go much further then there's a good chance it's going to continue much further down. That's pretty obvious. But this is generally the area where it reverses. And it has done this plenty of times before. I had a quick look at a... where is it here? Here we go. So here's another chart. This was on Bloomberg. I had a look today. And I did show another chart with the with some of these things. So this is going from 2010 right through to now. And each little section, okay, so this one here, this was a 93% retracement. This one here in between 2013 was a 70% retracement. 2014 was 86%. And then we've had this run from 2015, 2016, 2017. And this little dip up the top, currently when they did this, was 66. So if we go back to our chart, you know, if we went from this period, we're looking at 78. Depends on obviously where you read it from. But the point is that this has happened and it's continued to move on up. It does take a little time to recover, but when it does, it breaks through those new highs, gets to a new level. When things get a little bit parabolic and it goes vertical, then you get this retracement, and this happens over and over and over again. So this is why this is the best time to buy, get back in, whether you buy now or if you wait for it to go down to 3,000, it may not go to 3,000. So that's why you should be getting in now. If you're not sure about it, this would be the time to get in. Okay, up here when it was parabolic, that maybe was not a good time to get in. Okay, great time to be selling if you wanted to take out some profits, but not necessarily buying. Okay, so yeah, just thought I'd share that with you again, just to make sure, you know, you guys, you know, don't dump, because if you dump and you've lost a lot of money and then you leave the market, you're not going to be able to participate in the next wave because it's going to go up a lot more. Yes, MC Hodl says that's why he chose his name, MC Hodl. Hodl, hodl, hodl. That's exactly right. Yeah, so definitely hold Bitcoin. Yeah, now there was something else today. Because it gets so wrapped up in the crypto market, let's go to investing.com. Let's have a quick look at this page here. So in case some of you guys might have missed it, but the Dow 30 went down 1,175 points. Okay, it was only 4.6%, but this has been the biggest drop in such a long time. So there was, I'll just see if they've got a news piece on it. It's under, I'll have a look at the markets under news, stock markets. We'll just see if they got there. So it was a massive sell-off in the Dow 30. So this is just normal. This is just the normal stock market, essentially, in the US. Okay, and the amount of billions of dollars. I think I saw an article about how much it was. So I'll just see if I can find it here. It was huge. It was basically comparing the crypto market compared to the Dow and how much it went down. Just having a look if I can find it here. Nothing jumps out at me on this one here. Maybe it was on. Have a quick look on Coin Telegraph. I think I saw it there. And basically, the have a look. Traditional. Oh yeah, maybe it's under that one. So it's interesting that the normal markets, the stock market was actually biggest 1100 points. Now it says this is the largest intraday drop since 2011. Okay, and that's huge for the market over there. So it was interesting because it had a good run. I think it's up 20. Was at 2500 or something like that. So it'd be interesting to see what happens next, whether this market regains or not. But basically, it's not just the Bitcoin market. We're talking traditional markets is having an issue as well, and it's interesting to see that and draw the parallel, because you might have just thought it was crypto that was down and the traditional markets going great guns. Well, that's not the case at all. So they were down a lot today, and everything affects everything. So it could have been to do with the stock market. That could have been part of the problem. It could have been the bans in China. Okay, it could be the banks banning credit cards for processing and stuff like that. There's a lot of different reasons why it could be down, or it could be simply that people, the price has been coming down, and people are getting out of it because they're scared, and then the people that know what they're doing, they're waiting until the price hits a certain level, and when that does and they put their buy orders in, the market will then switch back to buying mode, and everyone will be back on again. Because honestly, I don't know really how much further it can go down before people are going to step in and just buy up big, because I just don't see it going back down to these ridiculously low levels, because I don't think this was overbought beforehand. This period was here, but I just don't see it coming down. If it goes down to $1,000 or something stupid like that, how is this going to affect the miners and a lot of other different things? If their mining costs $6,000, how is that going to pan out for them? So, I don't think it's going to drop to those levels. I think it's always going to drop to maybe the cost, get rid of all these newcomers that came into the market. Most of those are completely out, and the only people that are in would be the people that are already in and already knew what the market was expected. So this will shake out anyone that came in just to make a quick dollar. They'll be gone because they've lost their money. So it's an interesting side effect of it. All right, so let's have a look what else I saw in the news. Here we go. I saw something interesting. Bread. So BreadApp, BreadApp.com. So this was an ICO recently that came out. And I participated in Bread. I think I did 2x on my money on that one. That was pretty good, and it was pretty quick. So I had some good returns with Bread. Now, they've released some interesting news today. So here's the thing about Bitcoin. And I'm not sure, different countries, let me know how hard it is for you guys to buy Bitcoin. I'm not sure which countries you are from. But let me know, and some of you guys have talked about this before, you've bought from Coinbase and different things like that. But how hard is it to buy Bitcoin in your country or where you are, right? So can you go out and buy as much Bitcoin as you want, or Ethereum or Litecoin or anything like that? What can you buy, and can you buy a lot of it? So give you an example, in Coinbase in Australia, if I go into my app, let's have a look here. I've got Coinbase. Now Coinbase here, this will be like a little app. We'll go into Bitcoin. It looks like they've updated the app too. All right, so on here, right, I can buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And there is a limit of how much you can buy. Okay, so in my case, they start off small and they gradually go up. Now, if I wanted to, within a week, this is like a weekly period. This is just how Coinbase works. I think they start off at either $250 or $500. Once you buy, continually show that you can buy crypto and that don't have any problems with you, they'll raise your limit. So currently I can purchase $2,000 worth of Bitcoin per week, okay, with no problem. Anything above that, I can't buy that. Now, so that's Coinbase. So now there is other ones that you can actually purchase more Bitcoin, but also they have higher fees as well. So that's something you got to be careful of. So yeah, in the live chat, if you guys on the ones that you guys are on live now, just put in how much that you can buy. Have you got any limits? How much Bitcoin that you can buy? Just put that in the chat now. That'd be great. I'd love to find out. So what Bread has done, they've got an app. Basically, it's on the Google Play Store and the iOS App Store. So let's have a look. I'll just find Bread here. Now, at the moment, I'm running, this one's actually a beta app. They're still in beta on iOS. So this is what it looks like. All right, just nothing too special, just as here. So if we go into Bitcoin, I've got no transactions in there at the moment, okay. All right, but they have a menu, and down the bottom, it says buy Bitcoin. Now, when you go through to buy Bitcoin, currently in Australia, I can't access it, and maybe they're updating this. But what they're doing is that you will be able to buy Bitcoin with a credit card through Bread, and also international purchases. So apparently these high limits and same-day delivery of Bitcoin. So this is pretty exciting. Now, they are using Simplex. Now, Simplex is the same provider that that you can get from Bitcoin.com. So let's have a quick look at Bitcoin.com. And Simplex is a service for them. So now you can actually buy Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Just see if I can find out where it is. Download or buy. There we go. Buy with a credit card. And I think from memory, Bitcoin.com, they use, okay, so you can buy Bitcoin Cash with a credit card and buy Bitcoin with a credit card, powered by Simplex. So Simplex is the provider. Now, on their website, Bitcoin.com charges 2.5%, and the credit card processing by Simplex is 5%. Okay. And they have got, some FAQs on here. Now, when we go back to Bread is basically, they're getting, this is the interesting thing. And also this happens on Coinbase, okay? So when you go to Coinbase, you basically have to put in your license details. You have to put your identification in so that they know exactly who you are and everything about you before they'll allow you to purchase Bitcoin. So what they're doing here is you have to get verified, right? And same with exchanges and other online things. So they're talking about this is a problem getting verified. Also, the daily limits are low. So as I said, when you first start out, you might only get to buy $250 worth of Bitcoin. All right. The other one also, the delivery can take more than a week when purchasing with a bank account. So if you do like a bank transfer, you have to wait until it clears. Here it's like 3 days for transfers, and sometimes it can take a week when you do it that way. So the idea of what Bread is, they're solving same-day delivery of Bitcoin with limits up to 20K per day and 5K per month. So there is limits. So basically, you can spend $20,000 per day, but it does say 50K per month. So obviously, 50K per month is what they're saying you can buy. And essentially, you can do this from your app. And then if you have, a card that you can purchase, then you can do it. So they've also got some extra options where they're doing ACH transfers in the US and in-person purchases through ATMs, I believe also in the US. So this is big news. So I don't know when this is exactly going to be available. I haven't seen the exact date or whether they've already implemented. This did come out on today, 5th of February. So, well, I'll keep you posted about that. But essentially, the Bread's trying to make it easier for people to purchase Bitcoin. Okay, so that's a good thing. It's just like with that new one coming up, that new ICO Tether.io. It's the idea behind that is that you're your own ATM. Everyone who's got the app can buy and sell Ether. Okay, and it's the same sort of principle what Bread's doing, except Bread's taking credit cards so that they can, you can do that transaction. But with Tether.io, that app, when it comes out and they roll out, and they've already got an alpha for that one. But the idea behind that is that you can basically go to, like, say, a retail location or someone who's a seller, and then you can transact with them. So you can buy Ether with dollars or whatever currency you have, your local currency, or you can, sell. So basically you trade with that person, and there's a reputation system in. I think it's more of, if you've ever used local Bitcoins, it's kind of like that, except that it's more of a mobile app, and everything's done with smart contracts on the Ethereum platform. So I think that's a great project, and that one's coming up very shortly. Alrighty. Okay, so yeah, MC Hodl says, using credit card. Yeah, that's fine. Mikhail says, in the Ukraine, it's hard to buy more than 2 Bitcoin, and you need to be verified. Yeah, that's exactly right. It is difficult. So the more places that offer where you can actually buy, and it's more decentralized, I think that's going to benefit everyone. So I think any apps or any decentralized system where you can actually purchase or trade with others that don't go through a central agency, I think that will be helpful for adoption. And also like ATMs as well. I mean, they might be regulated, but I think in Australia they're trying to roll out, there's an ICO coming up shortly where they're trying to roll out 1,500 ATMs to do with crypto, and the ability to buy. So you'd put money in and actually purchase crypto from the ATM. So I think that they would do extremely well as well, and I'd say that they do well in other countries. So yeah, some interesting things happening amongst all the prices going down. Don't forget that you still have the same amount of coin that you started with before. It's just the value that is out there in the marketplace is different. So you haven't really lost anything. You still got the same amount of coins, so don't worry about that for you guys that are worried about losing. All right, so that's good. We've covered some things that came out in the news. There wasn't too much else interesting. I thought that one from Bread was good. Also, that was good. We covered about how much the retracements are. This is another good piece of article. So in the US, how they're actually banning. Well, actually, let's be specific. There's 3 or 4 big credit card companies that provide credit cards, and they've banned purchasing Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. Okay, so that's against their rules and regulations, and they've got their reasons for it. They just see it as a risk. Okay, now there's also, you can use debit cards. I also believe you can debit visas, but in Australia, currently, they're not banning this. So even though this has happened, for example, in JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Citigroup, the Australian side of it, they're not doing anything. So, for example, ANZ are saying that there's nothing to prohibit customers from buying digital cryptocurrencies or accepting them as form of payment. So at the moment, there's nothing in Australia to say that they're doing this. So at the moment, we're lucky we can still use credit cards and debit cards. I currently use my debit card through Coinbase to purchase, and you can use that through other systems as well. So that's pretty good. And we'll just have a quick look at some of the crypto news. I'll just bring that up now. Now, if you guys that are on live with me now, if you've got any questions you would like to ask, just ask away, and I'll be too happy to help you out and see what I can do. All right, so let's have a look at crypto news, see if there's anything interesting there. So yeah, it does talk about Bitcoin being around about 6,000, but I think it went a little bit lower than that. There's an article about India to bar cryptocurrencies from its payment system. Not sure if that's FUD or not. Article about the stock market being volatile again. No surprise there. I think that was about it. There wasn't too much happening in that respect, so we'll close that one down. That's all good. All right, so we'll have a look at some of your comments. Okay, Rommel, how you doing? Good to have you on board. Yes, the reason why MC Hodl says to do with money laundering, that's exactly right. Governments don't like, they class. It's basically to know your customer. They want to know your customer. Essentially, they want to know who you are and they want to know everything about you. They don't want you to be a terrorist, or they don't want you to be some criminal that's doing transactions that are illegal or something like that. So that's why they put all these things in place to prevent money laundering and stuff like that. So I can understand why they do it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the best way to do it. So let's have a look at some of you guys and what questions you're asking. A lot of you guys are asking about different coins and see what you think of that. A lot of you guys are asking, is it the bottom? Is it going to go much lower? Is it going to go down to 5.5 or 3,000? It seems to be the consensus of what people are looking at. So look, it might go lower, but I honestly think we're at our lowest point at the moment, and I think it's going to continue turning around shortly, and I think it'll be pretty rapid increase and it won't take much for some good news. Once some good news rolls out and it's back to business as usual, I think that will help. So yeah, it's just all those things roll into what people actually think and believe. And another thing, all these different projects that have been working on for the last 12 months, 6 months, as they start to roll out, they're in the market, and they're basically changing the way people do business, and they're offering products and services that may not exist before. So this is all that's happening, and all these things that are making it better for the whole space. So I think that will be good. All right, so let's just checking out what we got here. Any more questions? I got nothing. You guys got nothing you want to ask me? That's okay. If you think of anything, just let me know. So okay, let's do something different. So I've got a few of these questions, and for you guys that are on tonight, I want to get your feedback. So here we go. So Crypto says, how do I get crypto as a 14-year-old other than winning this giveaway? So what suggestions would you have if you're a 14-year-old and you want to get a hold of crypto? I don't know what their circumstances are. But yeah, I'd like to hear your comments on what you guys would think on that, because most of the time you have to be over 18 to do any type of business or finance or anything, bank accounts. You can have, depending on where you are, you may have to be 18 or 21, I'm not sure. You can have accounts in Australia when your parents approve of bank accounts and things like that. But as a 14-year-old, how could you get a hold of crypto other than when you give away? So I'd love to hear your comments on what you guys think. I would say the best thing you can do is to have a skill. If you have a skill, you can offer your services, and basically you can sell that for crypto if you want crypto. You could sell it for dollars, you sell it for crypto. There is places and marketplaces out there where you can actually, once you've got your skill, And this is the hard thing. You can't just go, oh, well, I don't have a skill. You need to learn something. Now it could be that you want to get into trading. You might want to learn trading. So you need to learn trading, and there's plenty of ways to do that. You get a lot of information off YouTube, and there's a few channels that there's some really good information out there if you know where to look. There's a lot of bad stuff, but if you know to look at the right places, you can find it. You can always find someone older than you to buy it for you, so that you can get a hold of the crypto. So surely you'd have someone, a friend, family, someone that could buy for you, and then you pay for it. So I don't know if you got a job or what you do, but that would be a way to get a hold of it. Okay, it's no different to other people that, let's say, work a job. They would use maybe spare cash or their savings to buy Bitcoin or any of the other cryptos. Yeah. So yeah, and now is a good time to buy. It's definitely way cheaper to buy than when it was at 20k. All right. So once it breaks through 20k and heads on up to maybe 40 or 60k, you know, when it retraces, it's not going to retrace back down to 5.5k. Okay, it might retrace back down to 40k or 30k or something like that. But whenever it retraces back, it never quite goes as far as what it did on the last time, the last dip. So that's something to keep in mind. All right. So this is probably as I said, I've said this a few times, it's probably the best time to get in now. Ah, that's a good idea, Nathan. A faucet. Yeah. You can do that. I haven't actually really used those Bitcoin faucets before, but you can get into them where you'll get free coins. The other way too is airdrops. Obviously, you've got to be holding tokens to get those airdrops. That's one way to do it. Yeah. So actually, like when you do hold tokens, they offer airdrops. Also, you can participate if you do get a hold of crypto. You then can also get, if you have crypto when it forks, you then obviously have the other crypto that comes out of the fork. So yeah, there's lots of different ways you can do that. Hopefully that will help. But the best way is to find someone else with it. There will be someone in out there that you'll be able to deal with. Even local Bitcoins. You know, I don't even think it matters whether you're 14 years or old. Local Bitcoins, you can go deposit the money like into an ATM, and then once they know it's been deposited, then they will transfer the coin to you. So local Bitcoins might be an option as well. I'll just bring that up on the screen. And I believe localbitcoins.com operates all over the place. Essentially, they're like individual people that offer ways to buy and sell the currency. So for example, here in Australia at the moment, we've got here on this person here, they've got 100% rating. They take cash deposits and they take it in ATMs. So what would happen is you'd find this hopefully you'd have local Bitcoins in your country, and what you would do is you would go through the buy process. You would click on buy. They're offering to pay 8,000. Now they have like trade limits. This is trade limits. So this is only a small amount. This is like $100. Okay, but maybe you only want a small amount. So in this particular example, you would sign up. You would put in how much you want to buy, and what happens is you would go to this ATM machine. And this is where, like, these ones where you can actually put cash, and they count the cash as it goes in. And then once you've put that money into there, they can actually see it in your account, and then they can release those coins to you. So and it's all like an escrow service. That's how local Bitcoin operates. So yeah, I mean, I really love to see an app similar to local Bitcoins, but you know, maybe done with smart contracts. That's why I'm sort of interested in Tether, but I'd like to see something where you can do all coins and trade them decentralized. Yes, MC Huddle. Yeah, Mikhail says, ask your mum. Exactly, and that's a probably good idea. MC Huddle says, find bounty programs and airdrops. Exactly. There is even with ICOs, so a lot of them have bounty programs when they're starting off. Now you can do like different things, like you can put up, let's say you've got a YouTube channel, you can do a review on an ICO or something that's coming up, right? And you can earn free tokens. I think from memory, Bread did that, and also one that has not quite completed yet. I don't think it's completed yet. There was another app, Xbirdie. They had something similar where if you did good things in the community, you would earn yourself tokens when it comes out. So yeah, that's what I recommend for that. But definitely, can you imagine when more and more people can actually buy crypto and it's more available? Like, it's still difficult to get crypto, and the more that it's available, if you can literally go to your post office or your local shops or your 7-Eleven, and there's either an ATM machine or you can just buy over the counter and you can get any sort of crypto, just like how maybe you can buy lotto tickets or a newspaper and you can walk up and buy crypto. That is when we've got adoption, mass adoption, okay? And we're not at that point yet. All right, so hopefully that will help. Let's have a look at some of other comments that you guys have got. Crypto King says, do I think a Bitcoin will ever hit $1 million? Yeah, it's quite possible. I haven't done the numbers on it, but anything, when you think about what's worth $1 million, it's all about how rare it is and how how finite it is, okay? So it's quite possible it could go to $1 million. I don't know. All right, so let's have a look at. Let's take a coin that I haven't actually come across before, that I haven't looked at before, and just let's see what we can learn about it. Let's have a look at this one, SiaCoin. Okay, so the code is SC on CoinMarketCap. Let's have a look at it. Looks like it's about 1 cent, 32 billion supply. Now, my favorite thing is every time someone asks me about a coin, like a one-off coin, it's always because it's skyrocketed, okay? And I understand that, because you're thinking, oh, this skyrocketed, I should get into this. Well, like I say all the time, you really should have been in that coin before it did that. Okay, so the trick is to finding thing. Now this one's been around since 2015. Looks like it's been, wow, it's not even like 1 cent. I'm trying to find where we're up to 1 cent. My goodness, where is it 1 cent? That's like maybe 1/10 of a cent in May 17. Oh, there we go. So in like June of last year, 2017, it made 1 cent. Okay. So now it had that bit of a rise there. Then in the run up, right now it's had that huge pump, went to 3 cents. 9 cents, was it topped out at 9 cents, and now it is back at 1 cent. Okay, so here's the thing, it was doing nothing, and we had this pump through the middle of the year, and then the huge run up we just had here. Okay, so the question is, is this ever going to recover back and get this any higher? So we'd have to have a look at the actual coin itself and to see, is this something, are they doing something special? Are they going to be, is there something really amazing about this or what it is? Okay, so first of all, decentralized storage platform. This reminds me of Storage, Storio, I think. I think it's Storage. I'm not how to say it. Storage. So this one here would just quickly looking at it, whether it's a similar thing. So it uses hard drive capacity, marketplace, right? So it's like a competitor. So let's have a look here. So August 17. I wonder which one came out first. That's interesting. So if the same sort of period, market cap, it's 116. Market cap is 87 billion on that one. Let's have a look at SC. So 87 billion. Sorry, 87 million versus 512. So this one's got huge, like a bigger market cap. So that's interesting. So essentially it's to do with hard drive space and using that and selling cheaper than cloud providers. So this is something that's usable, all right? And this tells you how many nodes, how much storage, and they've got a pretty big market cap. So that is interesting because I only knew about ST ORJ, and the reason I did was I think it was on ICO drops. Private, affordable. So 1 terabyte costs $2 per month. I wonder if they got pricing on here. So this is like a usable thing that normal people can use. Okay, so let's have a look where they're pricing. Maybe it's got get started. Let's see what it says for get started. You can download the GUI, mining pools, network stack. Can't see anything where they don't have pricing. I mean, with StoreJ, basically on their site, you can actually pay. You can actually pay for this product. So I was just trying to see if they, distributed cloud storage. So if you're a normal person coming along and you wanted to get cloud storage, you can have a quick look down, see how it works, and they got prices. And that's for storage, and that's how much they pay for the bandwidth, okay? And then they do a comparison against Amazon and the other one. So this is not as obvious. It's obviously been downloaded. I can't see anything where it talks about cost. So maybe it doesn't have a cost built into it. Let's have a look at their road map and see what it says. So they are trying to become a competitor to Amazon S3 by 2020. So that's the idea behind it, but maybe they're not at the level where they're taking payments like StoreJ. So that is interesting. So yeah, I would say the technology is probably very simple. But the question is it, going to, recover and continue on? Well, it depends on how many people they can get on board to use this. So at the moment, they've got this active hosts. If this thing can continually increase and they can get people to use this technology, and I'll be honest with it, I haven't come across this one before. I haven't seen any advertising for it. I haven't really seen it stick out there. So people have got to adopt this new technology and got to learn about this new technology. People have got to do, videos on YouTube. So, for example, if I go onto there now and type in cloud storage, just see how many videos are on there. There's about 2,000 results. Okay, not too bad. So they've got a few. These at least you can find some information about it, so that is a good thing. But they'll have to get this in front of more people if they want to increase the value of that coin. Okay, it's as simple as that. And they've got to be, it's got to basically grow. But now it is a big market, so it has got the possibility. I haven't quite looked at all the token, like the metrics of the actual coin itself. But it has, you've got to remember this price that when we were looking at before, like we did have a huge number of people come in this period where it just over Christmas time, and where everyone was just buying everything. Okay, so now it's back to nearly the price as it was before. Now it'd be interesting if it continues to go down, back down to these levels here, then maybe it's not as strong. But if it does rebound with the rest of the market, then there's a good possibility that it will continue above that. So yeah, it's one to be interesting to watch, but you really need to see the community behind that. Obviously they got a Discord and maybe Twitter. Let's see how many people they got on Twitter. Let's have a look. So Rommel says, how do you know if a coin is undervalued and a good time to buy? Yeah, that is a good question. It is a difficult one to answer. I don't have all the answers for that question. But essentially, you've got to have a look at the project and what they're trying to do. And do you think that they're going to achieve that and more people are going to be involved in the project? So essentially, if we have a look at here, they've got nearly 100,000 followers, okay? And they're following 1,500. So obviously this is, the information they're putting out. Who knows? They might need a rebrand. They might need to go on road shows or something like that. They might need to do advertising. Maybe they are doing advertising. I'm not sure. But they would need to continually put themselves out in the marketplace and become just like a normal company where they're offering their services, okay? And they're using the blockchain to provide those services. So yeah, it is a possibility. I don't think it's going to rush back up in price with the market because there is always new coins coming on, and this is not like this SiaCoin, this StoreJ. I've seen there's more competitors coming into this space. So they're also competing against those ones as well. So you've got to have a look at that and just to see where it's at. But I haven't done enough research to know whether or not this would be good to get into. But the thing about this sort of stuff is that you need to get into coins before they take off. Now, if we have a look at this, so basically this was 1 cent and it went as high as nearly, I'd say 9 cents, nearly 10 cents. So in this phase, it like 10x'd, and then from this period to this period here, it increased a lot in value. So those were the biggest gains during the middle of the year. And sure, there was this 10x happening here. Maybe it was a lot more from this point, but twice so far we've had a bit of a pump here. So the only thing you got to worry about is every time this happens, sometimes that completely die off and don't recover. Now Bitcoin as a whole does recover and does keep on moving higher, but some of these coins don't do that. So that's something you've got to be wary of. Okay, so yeah, I don't have the answer for that one. It is an interesting project, and you'd basically have to make sure it's ranked 31, so it is quite high and it has got a high market cap. It's just a matter of whether people are going to continue to use it. That's the most important thing, because if they're not going to use it and they can't get new users onboarding onto it, then the price is going to die, or it might pump again, and that's the end of it. Okay, so yeah, I just thought I'd have a quick look at that one. I don't know too much about it, but I thought we'd have a quick look at it. Alrighty. Rommel says, is the market cap or supply varies? Not sure what you mean. I think, do you mean to do with market cap and this circulating supply? Yeah, it could be. So, well, I can tell you that the higher this is, so we're at the 32 billion. That's why this is at the 1 cent mark. So obviously, if it was Bitcoin, let's say is 21 million, it allows for like the price to be higher. Okay, but when you've got this 32 billion, this is why these are such low in the 1 cent. Okay, and this is also why this is quite high, this market cap, and basically if this price reduces, that market cap's going to go down. Also, how much volume is happening. So it is interesting that it is ranked 31 I haven't really come across that one before, but it is good to know. If we have a look just in the list and just see where they're at. Also, some of these projects, there it is right there, 31. So it also, you got to see where it is in the market cap compared to some of these other projects. You know, so what you've got Binance Coin. There's nothing special about Binance Coin. It's just used in an exchange and it's in demand because people need it to trade with it in the Binance platform. Some of these other coins, you know, even Steam is just around about 700,000. And then you've got other ones that are below that. So you've also got to look at it and compare it to some of these other ones and see, you know, it doesn't really have any more value than some of these other projects. If you believe that, you know, this has better value than some of these other projects, or if you see that these other similar projects with a certain market cap, okay, that's something to look at as well, because you do get more than one in that market. So yeah, there's a lot involved in having a look at the coins. But one thing's for sure, if you can get into coins early enough before they pump, you've got a good chance of making a few dollars out of it. Whereas other times you might be looking for a long term, it could be a year, 2 years, 3 years for the whole project, and that's when you really got to you know, research and find out if that's what you really want to wait that long, okay, or if you want to be active in the project or something. So yeah, all right, I think we've covered that one. I think we'll finish up. We've probably went a little bit too long tonight. That's okay. But yes, Mikhail, you're right. The graph does look like a pump and dump, and this is what happens with a lot of coins. You'll see them, they'll pump, then they'll dump, and then that will be the end of that coin. And sometimes they do it once more, but generally they do it once and then those coins don't recover. I'll probably try and find some examples of some of the coins where you see that, and they never actually recover back to you know, and never go ahead with and improve on that position. That was the end of it once it was pumped and dumped. So, but you got to find the really good projects that are beyond the pump and dump, and they're going to continue to be around for years to come. So that's what you just got to look at the community behind them and make sure that they're that they can actually keep going with whatever project and actually get results. So that's something important. Alrighty, I think I'm going to finish up. I appreciate everyone on live tonight. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. So anyone new to the channel, all you need to do is like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, and put either comments or questions, and put your Bitcoin Cash address. And that way, tomorrow night, I will be drawing another winner of $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And always check out your questions and comments. So awesome. So I appreciate everyone again tonight. I'm glad we covered a few different things. And I'm going to try and go through some more coins and do a bit more research on some of these coins for you guys. There's so many of them. I've got my own coins that I'm interested in, and I know them pretty well. But you guys ask a lot of different coins, usually ones that I've already pumped. So maybe try and find some coins that haven't pumped yet and have a look at those projects. So I might try and cover those. Alrighty, no worries. I shall see you tomorrow. Okay, see ya. Bye.